Okay, this is probably about 4 or 5 videos too late, but yeah, quick rundown is basically seeing this Ford Ranger monster truck. I thought, shit, the boy would love that. Um, he's had this other power wheels up here, which is in pieces, and I'll get into that later. But basically, seeing this online, if you watch the ads on it, you think, shit, that's pretty cool for a kid's toy, you know, climbing up over rocks and stuff. That's what kind of sold it for me. So, yep, purchased one. Came. Here it is over here. And yeah, I mean, first impressions, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's got everything it says that it has. It's got the back suspension, and, you know, it's got a little screen there you can muck around with and drive into things when they're not looking. Then yeah, it was good. So we took it up the road. About after a full charge all night, it says 8 hours, charge it for 8 hours. Took it up the road. Got all the way up the top of the hill. Not that far, probably about 15 minutes of driving, going up the hill. Oh, that's alright. Then we tried to go up this little footpath and things just kept cutting out. And of course, by this time we're probably, I don't know, 500 meters away from home. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? So managed to lug it back down the hill and back up to the house. And yeah, basically, least to say is I was not impressed at all. And yeah, I was just, yeah, I kind of thought it was a waste of money. So I thought, I don't want to do any modifications, I'll take it back, because it's still under warranty. So then I started looking for parts online, and I realized that the main control box, which is in here, this thing, it's a bit different from the way it's actually set up when you get it, but this here, it's only 45 bucks. So I thought, well, that's pretty much the thing that controls the entire car, that and the motors. So 45 bucks, stuff it. I'm going to start modifying it. As you can see, this is kind of the modified area now. Runs these Azito batteries. These are one of the bigger ones. Linked it up, but originally comes with follow me in here. It really comes in it with this 2 6-volt battery pack, which gets you 12 volts, and yeah, standard lead acid batteries, and yeah, you know, they are what they are. Now, because I had already modified through videos that you guys have already seen, probably on the net from other people, I'd already modified this power wheels, which you can see is in pieces now. I've been harvesting parts off it since I got the other one, but I modified this, and the speed increased quite a lot, and performance. So I went on to remove the battery out of here. I actually originally pulled one of my chargers apart. Just soldered it up there, run the 2 wires in, and chucked it in the truck. On this relay here, obviously, this breaker. So once it gets too hot, 15 amp breaker, it just cuts out. So yeah, drive it, extremely more power, like straight away. Much faster than the other small car. Yeah, no, it was really good, really good. Apart from when you started going up hills and it went under load, then she'd start cutting up. This little breaker here would just cut out. So next thing I did was upgrade straight onto a bigger breaker. I went to a 20 amp and a 30 amp. 20 amp seemed to keep breaking as well, so I'll just stop and restart. Go back up to the car now. So I've upgraded it to the breaker here. So simplistic wiring is the inputs. You got your motor outputs here. They go to the motor. This one here comes from the key barrel, and your power runs basically from the battery up to the breaker, then from the breaker up to the key barrel, which is over here, and behind the key barrel, then back down and into here, which turns this all on. So you can just turn it on once the battery's in there. And I put a little fan on the top of it just to keep it a little bit cooler. Straight away, a hell of a lot more power. Now obviously, because I wanted to go out for a long amount of time, I just parallel linked the batteries. So you got two batteries here. These are actually USB phone chargers from Zito. They're 15 bucks a pop, so it was pretty easy just to get them. Just cut them open, soldered the wires pretty much exactly the same as the other big battery pack I had, run them through, and it started running like that. Now the original wires that you'll see down here, I've actually cut them off. What happens is, well, what happened to me is I think underneath here somewhere in the footwell they've been pinching and it's broken one of them. So it stopped working, so I ran a new one, and then from then I just thought, stuff it, I'll just upgrade the wire. So I upgraded to 15 amp wire, 15-20 amp wire, which I haven't had a problem with since. And yeah, so she goes really well. I'll chuck some videos on the end of this from before and after. And yeah, from there I've pretty much just started mucking around with more and more and more. You like to drive it at night, so I pulled it apart and put some lot more lights on it, some spotlights. It's got another spotlight at the front which is not standard, that's friggin' bright. Put one in the reverse, so when it slaps into reverse, you start it up, put the battery back in, put it in reverse, let's get a reverse light which turns on and off with the reverse. That's all through this relay here. The relay I'll put in there doesn't overpower the circuit, and then it's got a front spotty too which comes on. So that's pretty much the mods I've done so far, but I kind of figured I'd start, if anyone wants any more detail, just write some comments in. I can pull it all apart and show you how I've wired it all, how I've soldered it all up. I've also put in this like little speed gauge, GPS speed gauge, so you can go through. Once it's moved, you can see what speed he's actually got up to. It's kind of a gimmicky thing, doesn't really matter too much, but for the next improvement it will, as I'm going to upgrade the motors. I'm waiting for some motors to come. Original motors in it at the moment, it comes with 12,000 RPMs motors in it. That's revolutions per minute, and I've gone and purchased some 4,000 or 40,000 RPM motors for it, so we'll soon see what that goes like once they get in the country and they're in, which could be forever at the moment. So the next thing was, basically once you add speed, you add hazards, and the hazards create the kid to not impact something at a lower speed, a hell of a lot faster speed, resulting in that. This is my next modification. As you can see, this thing has been thrown together to try and make it last from the cracks. This one was real bad. He smashed into a pole at full tit and it just blew the wheel pretty badly, so I screwed a bit of mat in there, which is actually cable cover for underground cables for strength, but I knew it was going to have to be upgraded, so that's the next upgrade that I'm doing at the moment, which is chucking these bad boys on it. So some little ATV tires, I cut in pretty much the closest I could get for ratio and height with the originals. Slightly thinner, which is not a bad thing. I mean, obviously it doesn't have that same look, but we'll soon see what it looks like with them all on. But the main reason for that is I can't get any other wheels. It's a mission to get more wheels, and I've just noticed that this wheel here, somewhere on it in the back, is cracking as well. So time to do something that's not going to crack. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've done with it so far. It's kind of just a little hobby thing I've been going at in my spare time. And yeah, I guess that's all I got to say. So if you want to know more about anything, just let me know, and I'll post some more videos once I've got the tyres on and worked out how I'm going to fit them. Obviously there's a big difference in how it's going to go on due to the shaft size and the hole size. So I've got a plan. I'll record that and chuck that up as well. So yeah, if you like it, let me know. I'll keep going.